Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
"'Tis some visitor tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more."
Ah, distinctly I remember, 'twas in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow, for my book surceased sorrow for lost Lenore, for a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, and certain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating,
"'Tis some visitor entreating at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more."
Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer.
"Sir, or madam, surely your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, that scarce I heard."
Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word.
"Lenore."
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before.
Surely there must be something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and at this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more.
Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. This ebony bird beguiling all my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore.
Though thy crest be short and shaven, thou art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient ravering, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore."
Quoth the raven,
"Nevermore."
much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast above the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further then he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered,
"Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before."
Quoth the raven,
"Nevermore."
startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken.
"Doubtless, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, until his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore."
But the raven, still beguiling my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then on the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking.
Nevermore.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned to my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, in a cushioned velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor.
Wretch, thy God hath sent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite and nepenthe from the merries of the Nore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this loss no more.
Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophet! Thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest toss thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this island, enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me I implore!
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Prophets, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God that we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within that distance it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name the Nore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name the Nore.
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
Be that our sign of parting, bird upfamed! Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore! Leave no black plume as a token, or of a lie thy soul hath spoken! Leave my knowingness unbroken! Quit the bust above my door, take thy beacon from out my heart, and thy form from off my door!
quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
and the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.